Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Hope Podcast. Today we have Doug Campbell from Mason City, Senate District 30, right? Mm-hmm. And welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Doug is a warrior for property rights. Doug is a warrior for life. Doug is a warrior for the cause of liberty. Basically, all the things that you want in your senator in Des Moines is what Doug is, right?
Thank you very much.
Well, I mean it, Doug. Well, can you start by just kind of giving us a, what got you into politics? When was the moment for you that's like, well, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring?
Have you ever seen that? It's an old movie, and I think it was Ford, and he was fighting against some banditos, mm-hmm. and the bandito was saying, "We're the federales."
Okay,
and he says, "Well, prove that you're the federales. I want to see a badge."
Right.
And, it's old time. He goes, badge. I don't need no stinking badge. It's a famous little clip. And so politics, I don't want to be a politician. There's the Bible. Well, we can go back in history. And as you know, the Great Awakening in the United States.
Boy, have you seen that movie?
Yes.
That's
and
great.
So I knew that history before.
I love that movie.
Marshall and another guy wrote books, The Light and the Glory, which was Christopher Columbus to the Revolutionary War, and from sea to shining sea, from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War. Okay. And they have other volumes. But you go in there and you read an honest, researched history of the United States from a biblical perspective.
Yeah.
Why people that were persecuted in Europe came to the United States.
Yep.
And all the different, like Pennsylvania Dutch, mm-hmm. and the Jewish people in New Jersey, mm-hmm. and all the different churches and denominations were basically colonies, mm-hmm. and that's how we started out. Was from the persecution, mm-hmm. and then we needed a reawakening. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that came, I think it started about 1740. Yeah.
That would have been when Whitfield was.
Whitfield came over in 1740. So it was this movement from Calvinism to more of a biblical based understanding of grace. Mm-hmm. And so that brought forth the autonomy and responsibility of the individual. Yeah. And so then when you look at the Declaration of Independence, mm-hmm. that was not as unique a document. I mean, that was cultural. Mm-hmm. It was like common knowledge. What they wrote in the Declaration of Independence at the time was culture. Yeah. And common knowledge. He just did a masterful job of putting it together. Yeah. A preface, an introduction, two main parts, and then a conclusion. I mean, it was just classical writing.
Yeah, but it was your point is it was the expression, the collective expression
of the culture
of the colonies,
the culture at the time
of the United States. Like, hey, this is what binds us together. We hold these things to be self-evident. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and our Christianity is very different than the Christianity that we left in Europe. Right. And people even today can go over. And I have some friends that travel abroad and work abroad, and they say European Christianity and American Christianity are very different Christianities.
Yeah. Wow.
So we have to go back there because you've got the Declaration, you have the, big pause, you're going to have to take this out.
Well, the Declaration is like people debate, is America a Christian nation? And they say things,
and that's what I'm getting
like, Thomas Jefferson wasn't a Christian and he wrote the Declaration. But here's the deal. The creator who endows with unalienable rights is the Christian God.
Yes.
There's, go to any other religion, go to a Muslim country. Mm-hmm. Does their creator endow you with the unalienable right to freely exercise your religion?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Try it in communist China. Doesn't work.
Yeah. But anyway, we are most definitely a Christian nation. Mm-hmm. And so that's my foundation is the Bible, the Declaration of Independence, and everything.
And a really high regard for our history, where we came from. And
you can even look at the platform that the Republican Party's hammered out recently.
Okay.
I would challenge you to find anything in the Republican platform that was contrary to our Christian background and or the Bible.
You know what would be interesting for viewers actually is what is the Republican Party platform? Like how is it made, and what is its purpose?
Well, it's guidance to us.
The elected officials.
Any
Yep.
elected official that signed up as a Republican should read and know the platform because that's the mind of the party.
And the platform is formed by
The conventions, the county convention,
Yep.
the 4 district conventions, the state convention.
And any one of you who's watching this can go to a Republican Central Committee, county convention, this sort of thing, and you can put forth what is called a plank, right?
Yes.
And a plank is basically a statement of like, we're pro-life, or you can write it out and make it more specific than that. But then that can be voted on by the county convention. And if the county convention approves it, it goes up to district. And if they approve it, it goes up to state. And then it, eventually. And national. Yep.
Correct.
And so that is how the Republican side of American politics, how we put together what we believe. Right?
Yes. And then you have the Constitution derived from that. And what's interesting, when you read the Federalist Papers, and you really need to read the Federalist Papers.
Yeah.
It says this Constitution is to be the Constitution and the why is my
Bill of Rights?
Well, the Bill of Rights, those are all 10 of those Bill of Rights are derived directly from Scripture. Every last one of them.
Right.
And what's interesting, the Bill of Rights was an afterthought, as it were. Weren't written until later.
Yeah.
And I'm losing my train of thought. Was there ever a train?
Yeah, no. I think you're doing. I mean, the point here is that we have a way of setting our priorities and philosophy as a party that's rooted in American roots, right? That has to do with Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights. It's like, and all the way back to we're endowed by our Creator with the unalienable rights, right?
And the Republican Party came from the anti-slave movement.
Yeah.
And so let me shift and go a little bit sideways on
Yeah.
that particular topic. I think it was like somewhere between 1620 and 1680. My family came into Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A captain of a ship, came in and they made a settlement there around the Nansemond River.
Okay.
So that's an actual geographical river.
Does that dump into the Potomac or?
Right into the sea.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it goes into the sea. So anyway, the tribe there was
And the Campbells are from
Scotland.
Scotland. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sure.
And but this guy's name was Bass.
Okay.
Okay. And Indians raided his little town.
Yep.
And this guy named John Bass, as they were raiding and pillaging and killing or whatever they were doing, he was only 6 years old, and he got away. He ran away to join the Indian village. Well, their culture is, they'll take in orphans.
Okay.
They'll put you to work. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Yeah.
And so he got over there, and he ended up marrying the daughter of the chief of that tribe when he was like 21 years old.
Oh, wow.
She was 14. He married her. Her name was Elizabeth Kezia Bass. Or Tucker. No, I'm sorry. Bass. Anyway,
This is your ancestor.
that's my 16 something.
Wow.
Yeah. So
A lot of people don't have that.
they
That's
don't
pretty cool.
They don't record your name in the Bible unless you're a Christian.
Okay.
Unless you're baptized, which you've made a confession of faith, and you're part of that. So I'm 2% Algonquin,
Wow.
particularly Nansemond.
Wow. Okay. Very cool.
Then we can go over to the other side of the pond, and I'm 2% Sengalinese. Under the same circumstances at about the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. So that guy married a Sengalinese woman. And so I'm 2% because it's like 7 or 8 generations.
Sure.
I'm 2% American Indian. I'm 2%
Wow.
African.
Interesting.
Can't tell by looking at me.
Yeah, he looks like a regular white guy.
I'm waiting for I'm waiting for somebody to tell me I'm a white male entitled guy.
Yeah, you're. Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay. Well, so anyway, that's cool.
We'll continue that story. I sort of had to go back and pick that up. But you have 4 brothers in Virginia. And they went to Ripley, Ohio.
Okay.
Which is the north side of the Ohio River.
Okay.
Which is that leg of the Underground Railroad.
Just the other side of Kentucky.
Yeah. And so the reason they went there was to be part of the Underground Railroad. These guys were fighters. They were, I could go into detail, but they were fighters. And they're like, because if you were caught helping slaves, They would extradite you down south and hang you or do whatever they want with you.
Yeah, from their perspective, well, this is our property and you're helping. Yeah,
you're stealing our property.
Yeah, so they really had some courage to stick their necks out.
So anyway, you got these four brothers doing this. And then 1843, Iowa became a territory.
Okay.
And so they went to Newton, Iowa, which was the capital of the territory.
Okay.
And two of the brothers bought the state paper. It was a statewide newspaper.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they bought the paper. They operated the paper.
That's where Bob Eshelman was working until he got fired for being too conservative. He's running for Senate down there.
Talk to somebody about that. Anyway. But anyway, they ran the propaganda press there, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
And they went there because they did not want Iowa to become a Missouri Compromise state.
Okay. And just what's the Missouri Compromise?
Well, that's where how was that? How did that work?
Well, yeah, it was something to do with it was a compromise that allowed slavery to persist in the new states as well as I remember.
It's like you couldn't have any new slaves, but you could take slaves.
Yeah, and it was like, and there was something to do with like if we're adding a new state, there also has to be if there's going to be a free state, there has to be a slave state added because they were fighting over who had power in the Senate. Just a power game, just like a lot of things. So anyway. Yeah.
So anyway, they did not Iowa to be a Missouri.
Yeah. So Iowa, we drew a line in the sand. Don't want Iowa to be this way.
Exactly.
Your great ancestors.
Yes. Yeah. They were lawyers and judges, and that was basically what they did. And
good for them. Yeah.
They went to. They actually had a college out east, that they founded. I forget which one it was. Might have been William and Mary or one of them.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the first regents of
came all the way to Iowa, and all the way back to Virginia, I think.
Yeah,
that
Virginia,
is, right? Yeah, okay.
Right. So they came across to do that. So that's my heritage, and knowing that, really sort of helps you continue in the family.
Yeah.
In the family vein.
How did your parents teach you that growing up? And
you're just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look into it. There's documents there. And
the old family Bible with some of these records?
No, it's more comprehensive than that. It's tomes of information.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are record keepers in the Campbell.
So at least somebody was.
Somebody was.
Yeah, my uncle's cousin was a really good record keeper on those kinds of things.
That's pretty cool.
But, why, just getting back in history to see what brought me here.
Yeah.
So in the now and here, I tell people my mother's father fought in the First World War because it was a war to end all wars. He was just out of law school, Northwestern, graduated in the top 10 of his class, and thought it was his duty to his country to go fight in the First World War.
Yeah.
He wasn't married yet, and he was a commander. He's a lieutenant in the 7th Artillery.
Okay.
And his particular unit had 120% casualties.
Oh, 100! How can you go over 100%?
New guys come in, they get killed first. The old guys endure. They know to keep their heads down.
Oh, okay. Man.
I know everybody asks that. It says, how do you get 127% casualties?
Man.
Yeah. So he had that experience, and we have letters back home.
Wow.
And his father prayed for him every day.
Yeah.
We know that from letters. 91st Psalm and all that. So he survived, came out, married, children, my mother. Yeah. And so he fought in that war and for freedom and for to uphold the Constitution and our way of life. My father's father was more like around 40 years old.
Yeah.
When the Second World War came around, he left family business and everything. He was in business with his brothers.
Wow.
And he left to go fight the Second World War. And guess what? He was in the 7th Artillery.
Really? Just by happenstance?
Yeah, just by happenstance. So he fought in the Battle of the Bulge.
Wow.
And we get some of those stories about what it was like to be D-Day plus 10 and then in the Battle of the Bulge and things like that.
Wow, yeah.
And then my oldest brother, he was a fighter pilot in the Navy. Mm-hmm. And Dad was a captain in the Navy Reserve. Mm-hmm. And I got it easy.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my war. Literally, this is my war.
Well, and I think we are at war right now.
Yeah, we are.
Right? We're in a battle for survival as a country. And, it does revolve around this, I'm actually glad we're not openly violent against each other in the streets and stuff. Like I hate war. Although there is a time and a place where you just have to stand up for what's right.
You look in the Bible, their blood is on their own head. That's a phrase, if you're familiar with that phrase. Your blood's on your own head. You made the wrong decision. If you die for that wrong decision, that's on you.
That's your fault.
That's your fault. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a long line of service to your country in your family, but also allegiance to God.
There was a captain named Robert Campbell. I think he was in the Battle of Bunker Hill.
Really?
Yeah. So he was there.
I mean, how does that make you feel like when you look back at this long list of ancestors that
I have no excuses.
Yeah.
You
have a duty.
Yes.
You carry the weight of what your ancestors have passed on to you. I think we all do that, and we would be better served as a community if we carried that and embraced it and said, well, I guess we're returning to what the Declaration says. Hey, we're the ones who are bound together by this idea that we hold these truths to be self-evident, all created equal, endowed by the Creator. The government rests on consent of the governed. But then how did they sign that? You remember this probably, don't you? We pledge to one another.
Oh, our life, our liberty, and our sacred honor.
Yeah. Lives, fortunes, sacred honor. Like that's what it is to be an American. And if you're not pledged to those things, if you're not committed to that, then you reject the birth certificate basically for America. And I just thank you for remembering. Like we've largely forgotten, and it's people like you that like help us remember. So you have this long history. You're a man of deep faith, deep conviction, patriotism, and at some point, today's Doug Campbell said, I am going to get involved in politics in my state.
Well, I got to back up. I retired in 2014.
Okay.
From being a pharmacist.
Okay.
And the superintendent of Mason City Schools found out. The previous president of the board was a pharmacist. I won't name his name, and she probably thought, well, he worked out fine. I'll just recruit this guy in, and he'll fill that seat.
Sure. So you were recruited, sort of, to
I was recruited.
School board.
Oh, yeah. I got the free pass. It's the kind of thing where
they probably had no idea what they were getting themselves into.
Not a clue. There were relationships. I won't go into the specifics of the relationships, but not only would be theoretically replacing this guy that stood down, but there were other relationships that indicated that maybe I'd be a good fit for the board.
Okay. Yeah.
On upfront appearances.
Yeah. Deeply rooted in the community, probably had a lot of relationships, good businessman.
Remember that, upfront appearances.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Yeah. You might use that later.
Foreshadowing.
So, 2 months into sitting on the board, I literally said to myself, forgive me. My God, this thing is gamed. Completely gamed. Beginning, everything that could be corrupted is corrupted and touched and used and manipulated to the advantage of the administration of the school.
Like, what did you see?
Well, I'll just cut to the chase and go to the bottom line, which is always the bottom line. I had the good fortune of having Jody Draper on the board with me, who's an auditor, a very good auditor.
Okay.
Who, when you did an accounting of the books, everything was fine.
Okay.
But if you did an audit of the books, things were off. And people don't know much the difference between an accounting and an auditing. An accounting, you line up, you take the numbers and they all work. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
An auditing, it says, why do I have this number and why is it what it is? Why is it large or small? Where did this number come from?
Okay.
And so you've got code and rules and regulations. You have input. All the inputs into that line item make it what it is.
Okay.
And then you account it and you put it in the right slot. But when you juxtapose one against the other, it's like something here isn't right.
So there's big problems. Okay.
Yeah, there's a problem here.
And did she come in at the same time as you?
Yes.
Okay, so you both came in together, totally green, didn't know what to expect?
Well, I saw the manipulations.
Okay.
I don't want to waste too much on time, but it was completely manipulated. The way that
we got all day. Like, I think it's important, like, just to understand a story helps us, like, who aren't familiar with how school boards work. Like, How do we because we're close to Iowa City right now. Iowa City right now is in a huge scandal for mismanagement of finances.
Yeah.
Same deal with Cedar Rapids.
They're doing the same thing.
Two of the biggest school districts in the state, and they got disasters on both their hands.
I guarantee it's the same playbook.
No, I mean, just come on, let's hear about it. We got to know. Yeah.
So anyway, one of the things they do, we got to do this now. We got to do this today. We're hitting the deadline. We gotta sign off on this. This is the way we got to do it. Here it is. The work's all done. You don't.
They would bring that to the school board.
Yeah,
and so pressure, time pressure, and urgency.
Always up against the deadline.
And who would bring that? Like the superintendent?
Yeah.
Okay.
And her staff or administration.
Okay.
So let me give you an example. This is my beginning to unravel it.
Okay.
You can say something's wrong there.
Yeah. So you smelled a rat.
Well,
just seemed wrong.
The whole system. It was worse than that. This whole thing's getting gamed. The way the meetings were run, everything was just off. It wasn't going the way that it should. And so I read code, and I read policy and procedure, and I read through all the literature and knew what it should be and what it was. And so it's sort of like the second or third in command in administration. I won't say his name, but they wanted to get to know the board. So they wanted to have like a one-on-one, get to know Doug kind of interaction. Yeah. So I said, now a good time. And we went into this small little conference room, shut the door. And it's like, tell me now, and I'll do everything I can for you. You don't tell me now, and there's nothing I can do for you.
This is this guy talking to you?
That's me talking to this guy.
Okay.
And so that, a lot of evasive small talk, blah, blah, blah. We're done.
So you kind of confronted him with like, listen, I know there are some things that are off here, and you gave him a chance.
That's all I said.
Okay.
Tell me now. I'll do everything I can. Don't tell me. Nothing I can do.
Okay.
He found another job 3 days later. That is fast. It was a good job. Moved his family out of the town. I like the guy. He's a good guy, but he knew that I knew. And because he did that, that was like, okay, now we started unraveling this mess.
Okay.
And
can you tell us what you knew?
I was going to say the bottom line. Some say 1.2 million. Other people say 3.2 million. That's how fuzzy it is.
Well, that's pretty small potatoes compared to what Cedar Rapids and Iowa City are in trouble for right now.
I know. So anyway, there it was. Misappropriation and malfeasance are the legal terms. Okay.
Okay.
And so we took our findings, and going through this whole auditing was something else. It took like 3 months for the state auditors to come in and do their work.
Oh, so you did your work. You became concerned, called the state auditor.
You have to be a person of standing. She was an auditor. She was a person of standing, and you have to have findings.
Okay.
So she got the findings, and she had standing, so she called in the audit.
Okay.
When you call in a state audit, the feds go, well, we're going to look into this. They can just open everything up and do what you call a complete forensic audit.
Okay.
Okay. The state, you got to stick to your findings. If you trip over something along the path, then you can go investigate it. But otherwise, you stay confined to your findings, which I think is really strange. Now, that doesn't get the job done.
Okay.
Okay, at the state level. So the feds come in, and I'm at home. I'm painting. I'm doing something. I'm just a wreck.
The feds, the IRS, or who's the feds?
The
okay.
federal. The federal auditors came in.
Okay.
And I talked to the main investigator.
Okay, and can we just for my own curiosity, how does funding work in Iowa for a school district? The money mostly comes from the state, right?
I will take a picture of this little planogram, colored, coded, front and back, that you'd have to study for a week.
Oh, so it's just incredibly complicated.
It's a spider web on LSD.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's
okay.
And it's prescribed by our code. I got feet on the Senate floor and I said, hey, let's reform and the guy just goes and walks away.
Oh my goodness.
The one I talked to.
But as somebody walking into a school board, that makes it really hard for you to do anything, have any exercise your duties, if it's totally obfuscated how things actually work.
Right.
Oh.
So anyway, when you get right down to it, I forget what the number was or the amount was, but it's like a very small percent. It's like the discretionary spending of the school budget is by the board. It's like 12%. You know, we actually have discretion over like 12%. All the rest is
the rest was tied to
it's all
this
prescribed.
Program, this student thing, this special needs, all that
prescribed by code.
Okay.
That tells you what you have to do.
Okay.
So let's see, where were we? Oh yes, the federal. They basically told me everything. They did a forensic audit.
They were good. They came in. They were professional. They gave you good information.
Oh, they you know. But here's the thing that's jaw dropping to me. They found everything. They prosecuted nothing.
Why?
Because they paid for their crime. If I commit this crime and I owe this much tax or penalty, anything that I owed the federal government, and I know I'm committing this crime, I know what I owe the federal government. If I pay the federal government, they leave me alone. Oh. They don't care about the crime. They've been paid. They aren't going to spend their time and their money to prosecute something they've been paid for.
So, but isn't there, that creates an incentive to...
They did.
Act badly, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Because they know the crime.
This is why we've got a fraud epidemic everywhere right now.
Yes. They know the crime. They know what they're going to pay for it, and the Fed's going to leave them alone.
Yeah. I mean, you just tempted me to commit fraud. Like, my worst case scenario is I just pay it back?
I paid for it.
You know, I read a story. One of these guys, I don't know, these Somali fraudsters, it was maybe Minnesota. I can't remember the place, and I'll get the numbers wrong, but it was basically over a period of time, 5 years, 10 years or something, this person stole, I think it was $5.5 million. Get convicted of the crime, whatever, sentenced to prison. Okay, good. We won, right? So their prison term was 6 months and their restitution was $500,000.
There you go.
How many people do you think would do 6 months in prison for $5 million?
If you're,
I mean, like, why not? Like, I've been to prison. Like, I could survive for 6 more months for $5 million, probably. Like,
there you go. There you go.
I mean, it's just perverse incentives.
Yeah. You have cable TV. You have meals. You know.
Yeah. So you're like the canary in the coal mine. You knew about this stuff, or you were running into this this is Mason City.
Yeah.
Little Mason City, Iowa, is having these problems years ago, and you're seeing it happen.
I won't go into details, but let me say this. It's the Urban Education Network.
Okay.
I think they're out of Chicago.
Okay.
They're the ones that teach superintendents how to do this.
Okay. So it's like a professional training organization for superintendents.
No, it's just something they do. It's like they would probably get to know the superintendents. It's like, if you're going to rob a bank, you're going to rob a big bank or a small bank.
Yeah, a big one. Why not?
Well, you start out with a medium-sized bank and you see if you can get away with it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you go to Mason City and you get away with it.
Oh, and then if you do well, you move up.
Then, okay, it worked here.
Oh,
so let's start expanding the model.
Oh, my goodness.
And like I said, are you going to rob a big bank or a small bank?
Okay.
I bet you, and you're talking about all this trouble.
Yeah.
It's the same trouble we had. But you see, they got away with it because we took our state findings to the county attorney. And he sat on it for as long as he could. And then he gave it to Tom Miller. And Tom Miller put it in the circular file and said it wasn't done right.
Now, who's Tom Miller? He's the auditor?
He was the attorney. He's attorney general.
Attorney general.
Oh, longest sitting attorney general.
Yeah, the guy
ever.
that Brennan Byrd just unseated. Yeah, okay.
Exactly,
Yeah, they've never shut up about it. He's the longest sitting attorney general. Yeah,
so what are you going to do? Are you going to embarrass your own school system and your own state?
Yeah.
Or you're just going to swallow?
I mean,
that's swallow hard and keep going.
One of the things that's so frustrating to me as I look at government, it seems to me that the worst case scenario for criminal behavior as a public official is that you just get told to stop doing it. I mean, if that's a worst case and your upside is like, millions of dollars in your bank account for fraud or something like that, well, no wonder why we have problems.
So Abigail Moss.
Yeah.
State auditor.
Yep, she's been here.
She wants to digitalize everything, put it on the internet, have a form, you fill it out. Because it's like these small towns only get audited like once every 8 years. And obviously they aren't doing
And pretty much they're not even getting, it's not, from what I hear, our Rob Sand doesn't even come into the office, so.
Yeah. But anyway, once you have everybody audited every year and you have a good format to fill in the blanks, things will straighten up real quick.
Yeah, you have a system that
is fair,
equitable.
Yeah. accurate,
and reinforces good habits and good behavior.
comprehensive, and accurate.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I love that.
yeah, me too.
Got to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Abigail Moss.
Abby Moss for supervisor. Yeah. We
No,
support Abby.
auditor.
Oh yeah. Well, she is a supervisor in I think,
Right.
Iowa County, but yeah,
Have you
auditor.
have you interviewed her?
Yeah, she's been here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, good. You
She
know what?
is Abby Moss is like sharp, but kind of like a numbers psycho, which
You have to
I was
be.
kind of like, this might be perfect for auditor.
Yeah, you have to be. It's a gifting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're gifted. You can't learn that stuff. You have to have that.
Yeah, it's like you gotta, like half autistic or something. Like I'm not calling you autistic, but you just have to have this laser focus that you just when you see a potential problem, you just can't get off of it until you either get to the bottom of it, or find out that it's wrong and then do something about it. Yeah, so we could use somebody like that for sure.
So we went to Tim Miller and got thrown away. He said we didn't do it right. The state auditor's office, there's like 4 people worked on this thing for like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
They didn't make any mistakes.
yeah.
These people are professional and they're good and they did a good job. And for the attorney general to say,
That's what we rely on our attorney general for this. Attorneys, this is true all over the country. Like from county all the way up to federal prosecutors. The federal prosecutors in my case, I went to jail for January 6th. It was common knowledge among the DC bar that Constitution doesn't apply. Well, that's the supreme law of the land. Like these are people that do not have regard for the law, for the principles of justice, for righteousness. Like we need a big time. One place we need revival everywhere, but our lawyers, like where are the lawyers who are men and women of integrity, of principle? Like we got to have those people.
we retained a law office to advise our board. They did not work for the board.
Mm-hmm.
They worked for the superintendent who wrote their check.
Oh,
And the amount of misrepresentation and color of law that they represented to me as a board member was terrible.
man.
It was unconscionable. It was ridiculous. And it didn't matter that I embarrassed them to their face. They were making $200 an hour. They didn't care. And who's going to catch them? Who's going to prosecute them?
Yeah.
What do you do? The worst that would happen is that we would disengage them as our legal counsel and find somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you got to get 4 people on a 7-person board to say, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. And they know how to play the game.
Yeah.
They've been at this for 20, 30 years probably, and you just got elected yesterday.
Yeah. Well, how old was I? I was 60 years old. I've been around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knew enough that there was something going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, we did not renew her contract.
The superintendent.
Yeah, the superintendent.
Okay.
We didn't renew her contract.
You probably got a job at a bigger school district and went and, moved up in the world.
No, they take care of their own. Let me just leave it there. They take care of their own. And the thing is that criminals learn from their mistakes. And the whole system, I'm talking the state of Iowa, and maybe even further, they learned from that mistake, if you know what I mean. Any mistake that was made, people on the outside, let's not do this again. Let's not do this way again. And that was the hard part, is their learning curve from that experience.
Yeah.
And they just become better criminals.
Yeah. Well, that's another place we need renewal is just the academic industrial complex. Is that we haven't heard that term yet? Maybe we can invent that one too. Like
the Gramscian communist.
Yeah.
What would I want to call it? Propaganda machine.
Yeah. Okay, so school board, you do all this work, you find millions of dollars and
so where am I
unaccounted for money. So
I see the system.
I mean, at least you got a superintendent that hopefully is behaving.
You are a young man.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, I thought, well, where am I going to fix this? I've got to change code. I've got to change Iowa code. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to get down into the House,
Okay.
and run for the House. And then maybe I'll get in and I can change code. Now, let me go sideways here a little bit. The teachers, you give the teachers something to teach. They're professionals. They will teach it.
Okay.
Okay. Who's giving them the material to teach? I mean, it's my job. I was a pharmacist. My job as a pharmacist to conscientiously prepare the medication, give it to you, counsel you properly. That's my job. I'm not so much responsible for the medication I give you. That's the pharmaceutical manufacturer, and that's the doctor.
Yep.
My job is to dispense it to
Make
you.
sure it's done correctly.
Yeah, to make that part done correctly.
Okay.
So a teacher will teach, but you don't give them the wrong medication.
Right.
So it's the higher ups that have corrupted the system. I mean, when Carter brought in the Federal Bureau of Education or whatever you want to call it.
Department of
Education. Yeah. That's the problem right there. The people that populated that department and what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
There's your problem. And then you bring that down to the state level, the upper levels, which is very wide and thick.
Yeah.
You know, it's way too big, top heavy, big salaries. You know, they have an agenda that they hand down to the teachers to teach.
That's one of the things that's so frustrating is this cry for more money for teachers is what they use to get more money for schools. But the reality is the teachers, I think, are the ones that are getting taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
Because they get thrown to the wolves in the classroom and the administration jobs grow and grow and grow and grow. And you got Department of Education in Washington, D.C., like as if Washington, D.C. has any idea about what's going on in Mason City, Iowa. Why do they have any say in that? We don't need them. Mason City, Cedar Rapids, we can handle it fine ourselves. We got our problems, but please stay out of our business.
And so they like to lionize guys like Dewey, And he came back from Russia and thought they had a fabulous system. They don't tell you the whole story about Dewey.
Okay. And Dewey's this business guy, the consultant. Is that who that is?
The Dewey Decimal System. He was an educator way back like in 1920. I don't know when it was.
Yeah.
He's iconic to education.
Yeah. Well, hey, a lot of people who watch this are young. We don't know all these people.
Okay. So anyway, I could put my finger on him and say, if you really found out who that guy was and what he was doing and why and how he was doing it, he wouldn't be such an icon of education.
Really?
He'd be more like a Marxist, pure and simple.
Really?
Yes. And he sort of Americanized the idea, made it softer on the edges. Socialism. Doesn't collectivism look good at this level? Perfect fit for education. And there you go. And what was it? The Strasbourg?
I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, the guys that came over in, it was the early 1920s.
Okay.
They came over with these ideologies. And this is how long it took for these ideologies to take root and to get into the universities.
To saturate.
And to disseminate out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very seductive to say, you're teaching the next generation. You're the person in charge. You're going to form them. You're going to teach them.
Yeah.
And you elevate their opinion of their job way up to where,
By saying true stuff. I mean, it is. It's a very high. It's very important to train the next generation.
It's a noble profession.
Yeah, noble profession, yeah.
But you got to be teaching the right things.
Yeah.
And we are a Judeo-Christian biblical. And what they're teaching is not Judeo-Christian biblical.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, you look back at I think they called it the something speller. Anyway, in the speller, on the back pages, they had biblical lessons.
Yeah.
The first publication paid for by the United States Congress was the Bible for educational purposes. You put them out in the schools. That's how kids learn to read. They read the Bible.
Man.
And all the deniers and liars that deny our foundation,
Well, and that's a big, one huge step in the right direction right now is you guys have done a lot actually with educational choice in Iowa. That was really cool. I really appreciate that, that we have that. I think it was a big step in the right direction, but we have this idea in our school districts, I think in just the culture of leadership in government schools that the government offers the privilege of education. And if we're going to have government in our education, well, a school district, a teacher, a school needs to recognize that part of liberty that is a right from God is that parents are in the driver's seat over what happens and what is imparted to their children.
So let me make it clear, I'm not against education and I'm not against teachers. I'm against what they've infused into it.
Yeah, that's coming through very clearly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, because they like to twist your words. They like to twist your meaning.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's how I first ran for the House to help straighten out the school, because I went through school when we were number one. I had the privilege and the opportunity to do that.
Okay.
I'm 71 years old.
When Iowa was number one.
Iowa was number one.
Really?
And my high school was in the top 3, probably third,
Wow.
in the United States.
Wow.
My physics professor, I call him my physics professor, worked on the Manhattan Project.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's the kind of people we had in a high school.
Man.
Teaching things.
Yeah.
You
Where
know,
was that?
Roosevelt, Des Moines.
In Des Moines. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in the
cool.
day. It
yeah.
was, and you know, it's like a lot of the kids are going to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, you know, Stanford,
Right.
you know, Northwestern.
Right.
They're going to all the major Ivy League, you know. That was our graduating class. You know. So that was my environment that I grew up in, and now I see what it is. You can tell why I went ahead and did my civic duty and sat on the school board.
Yeah.
So then I lost that.
Somebody ran against you.
No. She was like a 12-year. So she, I won't name her name, but she was stepping down. She was, after 12 years, she said, okay, I've had enough. I'm going to step down.
You're talking about the state house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The House of Representatives.
So she said she's stepping away. You're like, okay, I'm going to run for this seat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was perfect timing for me. And she saw me coming and she said, oh man, I'm not giving him my seat. I know who he is.
You have a reputation, it seems.
I saw what he did, and I know who he is. He can't put his hands on my.
Why? Like, why? I mean, she's a Republican, I'm assuming?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
So,
she was a teacher, and she was a very good teacher.
okay.
But I have to say we're diametrically opposed in our political views.
Which is interesting to me, like, you know, we really need people to, like, in the teaching community who are, like, want to face the brutal facts of when things are wrong, right? Because we have this.
That was going to be my next talking point.
Yeah, please.
Like, we cut AEA in half, and we're doing all these things that they see as nothing, but they don't want to admit why we're doing it. They can't understand why we're doing
What's
it.
AEA?
Area Education Agency.
Okay.
Or whatever. There were like 7 of them.
Okay.
And they were supposed to be regional places that would help the schools in their area.
Yep. Okay.
And all they did was soak up money. I mean, you know, they were doing things that each school district could do on their own.
Right. Okay.
On steroids. Lots of money. Lots of administration.
Yeah.
You know, layer on layer.
I've seen that sort of thing happen in business where you
Yeah.
create a commission to do or a committee to do something. And really what it does is just make the whole process less efficient because the people who are closer to the front lines are the ones who really need to be in the driver's seat making those decisions.
Right.
Okay. So anyway.
We're doing what we can, and they're crickets. They aren't listening. They aren't looking. They just are not responding. They aren't saying, why are you doing this to education?
And this is you from the school board you're doing this or where?
No, I'm just talking about the schools in general and the legislature. Okay. It's like, figure it out, people. Why would we do such a thing?
Why indeed?
Yeah. They don't want to know. They like what they do. They like the way they're doing it. They like why they're doing it. And they do not want to change. Obviously.
Yeah.
They don't want to change a thing. And they think we're just terrible, evil people.
Yeah. And I mean, but the thing is, like, God will expose that, like, and the farther they're able to go down the rabbit hole, the worse it's getting for them. Like, I mean, the scam, like, Iowa City, like, I know somebody who spent 10 years teaching there, and she's just this, you know, there's this financial scandal going on right now, but there's also, like, Facebook groups around here that are just going crazy with, like, my kid isn't safe in these schools. They're being bullied. They're like, I mean, it's just turmoil. And the reaction of the school district ought to be humble yourself, like repent, you know, look for what's wrong, reach out for wisdom, for advice, like try to clean things up. But instead, what it seems to be is circle the wagons, batten down the hatches, defend your turf. And I mean, we're not going to tolerate that as Iowans.
Correct. So, to their own destruction. I mean,
we'll send somebody like Doug Campbell to Des Moines and get you in line.
No, actually, I won't name names, but the individuals that are affecting the system have been in the system for a long time. They understand it probably better than anybody, and they know where they need to fix it. And they're doing it bit by bit, piece by piece, not catastrophically. If somebody like me got in there, it'd be catastrophically.
Really? Oh, so you're saying there are people in the system that are working for the good of our system?
Absolutely.
Really? Well, that's encouraging.
They're doing an excellent job.
Really? At Department of Education in Des Moines, or?
No, in the legislature, in the Senate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so one of my pet peeves is I'll go to, what do they call it, a listening post or a forum, and somebody will get up there and they'll just be incensed about vouchers. And I let that go on a couple of times, and it's like, hold it a second. There are no vouchers in Iowa.
We don't have vouchers.
That's right. Yeah. And so that just really sets them back on their heels, because the educational system came up with this terminology. They gave it all. They fleshed it out with all this fantasy of what a voucher is and what it does and where it came from and how it's funded. And it's all a lie. Because there are no vouchers, and they don't work the way you say they work. It's an educational savings account. And if you read code that's public knowledge, you would understand what an ESA is and how it works and how it's intended to work.
Yeah.
Now, it's only chipping away at 3% of the revenue of the education, which is, I think it's like K-12 is like 44% of our tax dollars.
What is the rest?
Well, and then you can go up to like 51 or 52% when you bring in the regents and all the other education, like community colleges and everything else. Okay. So 51%, 51 cents on the dollar of our tax dollars is going to education.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
So, and I think
it's a major top priority in Iowa as from a budget perspective.
Yeah, HHS and DHS, Department of Human Services, Health and Human Services, those kinds of things take up the lion's share of the rest.
Okay. Actually, I remember you have a really helpful graphic on your Facebook page about this.
Medicare, Medicaid, those are big things.
Yeah.
And after that, it's, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Okay.
But those are the huge, big things.
Got it. Okay.
So getting past education. So then I'm defeated, and I had no plans to do anything with government anymore except my local county, which I've been engaged with since like 1988.
Okay.
Karen and I got in when Pat Robertson ran for president.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
And so did Steve Scheffler. That's how we met Steve.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then I hear about this pipeline thing.
Oh, the pipeline.
The pipeline.
Here we go. Yeah. This should be good.
I'll try to make it very streamlined. So
we need it all needs to be. We need all that dirty laundry out. So take your time and do it comprehensively.
You got to remember my background is chemistry and physics and math.
Yep.
So they aren't going to pull the wool over my eyes in this particular area. Yeah. So I found it very intriguing that they say global warming, carbon dioxide. Obviously,
yeah, that's the foundational building block of the whole lie is that carbon dioxide's bad.
And I'm old enough; it's global cooling, global heating, global cooling, global heating. What's the temperature du jour?
By the way, our farmers need CO2 for their plants to grow, like a lot of CO2.
They could use more. Yeah. Actually, on that particular point, I got 2 points to make on that. You got these stacks coming out the second largest ethanol plant in the state, which is Golden Grain, just south of Mason City.
Okay.
Got 3 stacks, and you can tell this gas is just pouring out, And I asked the guy, he said, so many tons an hour, so many tons a day. I mean, it's just...
This is CO2,
and it's pouring out
just think about it. We'll be melted. Our faces will be melted off in just another couple of days. Yeah.
And I asked him, prevailing downwind, because there's corn crops and soybeans all around this thing.
Yeah.
And I said, is there anybody that knows an increase in crop?
Yeah.
Is there increased yield?
Yeah. Interesting question. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Tons. And you don't have an increase in yield or crop around the vicinity of this place, belching tons.
Okay.
And so then I looked at the Department of Transportation, and they did a study. And so you got 80-35.
Yeah.
And actually, the highest traffic count in the state is the bridge over the Des Moines River right downtown Des Moines.
Oh, okay.
That's where the most traffic goes right there.
Okay.
But you've got this 24/7, 365 burning of fossil fuels, belching of water and carbon dioxide out of the tailpipes of all these machines.
Yep.
And if you go out, let me get this right, 100, 500, and 1,000 feet out, and they put sensors out from the road, 100, 500, 1,000. 1,000 feet out from the road, you cannot tell that there's carbon dioxide being generated on the interstate.
Yeah.
That's
Which is less
it
than 0.2 of a mile.
It doesn't get that far.
Yeah.
Okay, before it's sequestered.
That's just what our atmosphere does. It
that
just
CO2
assimilates stuff.
CO2 lays to the ground.
Wow.
Nothing. It's not toxic. Like that, it's not toxic.
No. Yeah.
Okay, in those concentrations and those amounts.
Yeah.
It's not. So, but if you pressurize it, 24-inch pipe, and you have a bust, now you've got a lot of CO2.
Right.
It's not atmospheric CO2 coming out of the stack. It's 550 times volume because it's supercritical and it expands at supersonic rate, and I can go through all the physics of it. But anyway, depending on whether you have topography, which is going down, there's a slope, or prevailing wind, that's where it's going to go. It's like water. It's 2.5 times the weight of the regular atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
And so this plume is going to go out, and it's going to kill everything at 4%.
Everything that breathes oxygen.
Yeah. Well, everything. Everything. Bacteria, viruses, everything, because you've deprived it.
Yeah.
Except for anaerobic. Maybe anaerobic bacteria would survive.
Okay.
But everything else dies at 4% or less or more. Yeah.
4%.
4%.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to fill this room with 4% carbon dioxide, it would kill you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not just asphyxiation.
Yeah.
It's also acidification of your blood. So you basically die within a minute.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's, and it's 2 miles. That plume is 2 miles.
Yeah. Anybody near there is okay.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
It's a big problem.
knowing that, I go to this meeting. The IUC demands that they hold a public meeting. So I go to
With the Iowa Utility Commission?
Yeah.
Okay.
They make the Carbon Summit people come out and give a presentation.
Yeah.
So
Speak to their the little plebeians.
So I really didn't know anything. This is my first time to rub elbows with these guys. And I said, do you have a prospectus? And the guy says, no. He says, we're a private company. And I said, well, what if I wanted to invest? And he said, well, if you have $10 million, that's how you get your toe in the door.
Okay.
It has to be $10 million that you can invest and not get all anxious about getting return on investment. You got to invest it and be patient.
Okay.
That's the way he portrayed it to me at the time. So obviously it's a private company. I'm out, I don't have 10 million. If I did, I would invest in that.
Right.
And then I see a map, and some of the first maps had this line going diagonal from southeast to northwest across the state. Now in a state that is gridded out north, south, east, west, and you're going diagonal with anything across the state, roads, railroad tracks, fence lines, ditches, everything, you're just ripping through the thing the wrong way.
Yeah, but this map was probably made by somebody on like a piece of software in New York. He didn't care.
Whatever. It's just like, no way.
Yeah.
You aren't going to take anything diagonal through the state from corner to corner.
Right.
Let alone a fictitious boondoggle pipeline.
Right.
And so we redistricted.
Okay.
And Waylon Brown became my senator.
Okay.
And Waylon Brown was chair of Ways and Means.
Okay.
And Waylon Brown had been blocking this legislation for 4 years.
The legislation that would have empowered them to do this.
No.
Oh, that.
Leaving it alone empowers them.
Oh.
Writing legislation to make things equitable, fair, reasonable, legal, constitutional.
Protect private property rights.
Right.
Yeah.
And Senator Jeff Taylor had written 5 pieces that were completely ignored. He's a professor of constitutional law at Dordt College, if I got that right.
Jeff Taylor is, or this incumbent?
Taylor.
Okay.
Jeff Taylor.
Okay.
So I knew that Jeff had written those 5, and really they didn't do anything with it except ignore it.
And Republicans in the Iowa Senate.
Yes, Jeff's a good guy. And so,
But the people who were in the gatekeepers that would allow the law to get voted on prevented it from doing so.
didn't even come.
Okay.
And so I thought, well, what can I do? I can run against this guy. And so I lost.
Okay.
And then
Now you're twice defeated. Yeah.
yeah. And so
All down in the dumps. Yeah.
I was, I did what I was supposed to.
Yeah, I mean it is hard. Like you feel like you're faithful to God, and it doesn't work out. Well,
so I'm getting back to my life, doing what I've been doing before I started running for office, and then this guy resigns.
The guy who beat you?
Yeah, the incumbent.
What?
Yeah, he resigned.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, and so then Steve King, I knew Steve pretty well by now, and he'd been giving me good information. And I basically went and campaigned for the delegates because we're going to have a convention.
Yeah.
So
those who don't know, Steve King's a former representative from Northwest Iowa, author of the Heartbeat Bill, I believe.
Yeah.
Really,
Walking Through the Fire.
Yeah. Fantastic legislator for Iowa.
He's a really, really great guy. So he says, you got to get out now and you got to start campaigning these delegates that are going to elect you.
Okay.
And what people don't understand about a Republican convention, anybody who's lived in the district for 60 days or longer, anybody could be nominated. It wasn't the fact that I went out and campaigned, spent money, got signatures, the whole gone.
Really?
Yeah. And so I went out and I campaigned really hard, knocked on the doors of all the delegates like at least 3 times.
So all of the delegates from your district were going to choose
Senate District 30 gets
at
to
the
choose.
Convention.
Yes.
Because, I mean, that basically never happens that a guy gets elected and then resigns.
Not very often.
Okay.
Not very often. And we've had a lot of conventions lately. I won't go through all those.
Yeah.
But I got 2-1. I got 2/3 of the votes from the delegates.
Yeah.
And then I'm on the ballot against the Democrat.
Okay.
And that was a 60-40 vote.
Okay.
And so here I am.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
God wanted you in the Senate.
Let's say so. And so anyway, yes, he did. So I won't go through everything and everybody that tried to prevent me from coming because they knew why I was coming and they knew who I was and they did not want me because I was against the pipeline. Let's not say I'm against the pipeline. I'm against using eminent domain unconstitutionally.
Yeah. That's the thing that really frustrates me, actually, is that you guys even have to be dealing with this at the in the Senate, in the House, because we already have a law. It's called the Constitution, and it says that eminent domain can be used for public.
You cannot...
Not for a private company.
Just about all the work that we do is to bolster a law that already exists.
Yeah. What we need is executive power that has the will to enforce the Constitution. I've got, I live in Johnson County, and I have a local county bureaucrat. One of my neighbors like ratted me out and says I have church gatherings here, right? And they told the county like, well, this person's having church, and this county bureaucrat is trying to tell me that I need to provide documentation and that it's not allowed to have church, and I'm like, I have the free right to exercise my religion. And I wish that our law enforcement would enforce the law on my behalf in this way. Yeah. But it's like, if the government, it's the same story that you run into. Like if the government breaks the law, their worst case scenario is that they get told to stop, but they often don't even get told to stop. They just continue.
Yeah. Yeah. So Brad Sherman.
Yeah. I love Brad. Great guy.
So you say we need an executive that'll do the job.
Yeah.
Brad is battle tested, battle hardened, battle ready.
Yep.
He is going to defend the Constitution. I cannot say that for any, you can talk a good talk. It's like Mike Tyson. You have a plan until you get hit in the head.
Yep.
Okay.
You're totally right.
Brad's been in the ring. He's held his ground. He does his job.
Proven. Yep.
Proven. He's proven. He just doesn't speak words. He backs him up.
Yep.
No other candidate can back him up the way Brad backs up his.
Nobody else.
Nobody. Not even close.
Yeah.
And plus, it's a Brad and Carol team. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Carol's great. I love Carol.
You look at a tag team. God forgive me for calling me a tag. You look at a team
that's
been working together for decades.
Yep.
She's going to back him up. He's going to back her up. They're a team.
They travel everywhere. They've been
Yes.
going. They've 300 some events all over Iowa.
Brad-
The only guy to get in before Kim said she wasn't running. Like,
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
And Brad says Carol does the work of 3 people.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Iowans need to know that. Iowans need to see that. You know, I don't know. So Donna and Jim Carlin, they're together. They're a team. He's running for the United States Senate.
Another fantastic candidate.
That's a qualifier right there. That husband and wife have been together for decades, built a family. You know, that says
There's
a
another
lot.
guy that's battle tested, you know, like the story of getting the heartbeat bill passed and how he did that, and a willingness to stand up for what's right when it is politically unpopular, even amongst your own party.
And having a big enough lever and willing to use it.
Yeah.
He knows where to get the lever and he knows how to use it.
Yeah.
And he makes no apologies about that.
Fantastic. So you know some things about that. I know with that. Let's go back to eminent domain, because you guys had a war. I know this session, but last session too.
But Jim was the tip of the spear. Jim was the first one with 3 other guys.
Yes.
To be that middle ground.
Oh, well, give us the background then.
Nothing goes anywhere except, okay, when you sit, you know, you don't get a majority. Nothing happens in the House but that 51 people vote yes. Nothing happens in the Senate but 26 people vote yes. And if you take 4 away from 26 and it's not going to go anywhere until you meet my demands, which are constitutional,
Yep.
then you just hold your ground. And these guys are tough enough to know they're standing on solid ground, and they held their ground until they got what was requested.
Yeah.
And so it was Steve King, you know, and it was Jim Carlin, and Brad Sherman has not been a stranger to this. He holds his ground.
Yep.
And so we had the numbers. We got myself and Mike Pike and
Kevin
Alons. I mean, they were there, but finally we had 3 more fresh bodies that were willing to fight this fight.
Yeah.
And Mike Pike and I were 2 of them that came in as freshmen.
Yeah.
And Dave Sires.
Yeah. Okay. And so what was happening was, just to color in a little bit, what you're talking about with Jim and these 3 other guys, right? That they had refused. This is, what year was that when they did that? 23 or 22, something like that, when the heartbeat bill got passed?
Yeah, back then.
Yeah. So these guys came to Republican leadership in the Senate, right? The Senate, and said, you know, they're getting ready to close the session. They're getting ready to pass the budget, put a bow on top of all their good work. Everybody goes home. Well, they needed, like you said, 26 votes to get this through. And these 4 men came together and said, well, listen, we have the governor's office. We've got the House. We've got the Senate. And we don't have Roe v. Wade as an excuse anymore because that's been overturned. So we need to be a pro-life state. And the leadership was not going to protect life in Iowa. And so they said, all right, you're not going to protect life. How about this? We're not going to vote to pass your budget. And that is very offensive, right? Like, that's like humiliating to people publicly to face that in the legislature, right?
It goes deeper than that. It's a more complex calculation than humiliation. I don't think I'd use the word humiliation.
Oh, well, okay. Well, but it throws a major monkey wrench into the system. Can you say why?
Well, nothing's going anywhere until you get what you want. It's sort of like the way they would want to portray it is, I'm a spoiled brat. I'm going to get what I want or nothing happens.
Yeah.
That's the way they want to portray it. We're portraying it as behave constitutionally, uphold your oath of office. Now that rankles them too, because what am I saying?
Because
you're
saying they're not doing that.
Exactly. I'm
very
saying,
offensive.
You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You took a pledge to do this. Why are you not doing it?
You're an oath breaker.
Yes, that's an extremely offensive perspective on this.
Not so much embarrassing as offensive.
Yeah, personal. They take it personal.
Yeah.
And it's not personal.
Well, it is.
Well, if you want it to.
It is what it is. If you're an oath breaker, you're an oath breaker, you know? Like, I mean, you got it like, And we have to be able to have these kinds of discussions. Like, this is what our legislature is for. It's like sometimes a person who has a firm conviction needs to be able to say it, and we need to be able to hash it out with like mature adults. And so that's what happened with the heartbeat bill. But you guys went through that same thing with the pipeline.
Eminent domain. We got 639. 639 was up on the board.
Yep.
And we passed it.
Yep.
And then it went to the governor, and she vetoed it.
Right.
She did not want to see that on her desk. And so here recently, we were going to do the same thing, but this time we were going to stop everything. Everything. And 2104 from the House File 2104.
Yep.
And 3 or 4 of them stood down. But regardless, let's look down the road. I wish we'd put it on the governor's desk again.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You know, even if we had passed that law, it's going to go to court. Whether we pass it or we don't pass it, one side or the other is going to take it to court. It's going to go to the Iowa Supreme Court. Passes, doesn't pass, it's going to go to the United States Supreme Court. Right. Yeah. And so Congressman Steve King has what is it? Iowa Liberty Network, a foundation that he created just to fund the Supreme Court process. To overturn Kelo versus New London, Connecticut. Yeah. Free Soil Foundation.
Free Soil Foundation. Yeah, I know Free Soil. Yeah.
Free Soil.
Yeah.
So he's getting the money together so that when this does go to the Supreme Court,
he's ready.
We're ready with the funds and everything's ready to go.
Yeah.
Because, like I said,
I mean, why do you think it's so, like, what is it that's, I mean, this is a popular issue among Iowans.
80-20.
Yeah. So what happens between the voters who elect the people and then the people who are in office? Why is it hard for this? Is it all about the money?
When we broke caucus, we might as well created an unforgivable sin. Because look at it, we have a supermajority. We're Republicans. We get anything we want, any way we want it, anytime we want it. I mean, the angels are singing, man. Yeah. And we
should be, partying, like.
But all of a sudden, you got these 12 guys saying we know better. You know, that they call us arrogant.
You are the 12 guys that were upsetting the apple cart.
Oh, man.
But like, what about so how many in the Senate, Republicans in the Senate?
It was 34, 36, something like
34,
that.
36. Well,
36,
so there's 20 some that weren't a part of your group. Well, why, for them, like, why not just pass the bill? What's the big deal? Like, I mean, we're pro-farmer, we're pro-landowner in Iowa. All of our land is pretty much privately held. Like, it's an 80-20 issue, like you say. Like, what is it that sticks in the machine that makes it a problem?
Well, you elect leadership, okay? And so you get a majority of the majority elects leadership. Now, we did that ourselves. We said, you're going to be leadership.
Oh, you elect leadership, not we the voters. You're talking about amongst the Senate.
Correct.
You elect the leaders, of course, because that's how things get done. You have to have some level of organization. Okay. Yeah. So you elect leadership. Okay.
So basically what they say goes.
Because what they are able to do is say, yes, this is coming up for a vote.
You put them in charge of everything. Everything.
Like, what is everything?
Everything is everything.
Like, put yourself in the shoes of...
If you have a supermajority and you have leadership, you basically do whatever you want, whenever you want, how you want. You are in charge. And there's nothing in your way until you violate the Constitution and you got 12 guys say, no, we're not doing that.
Right. But why do they want to violate the Constitution? Money.
Hosea 8:4. Can you pull up Hosea 8:4?
Yeah, I can. Here, I'll pull it up. Hang on.
What version do you have?
I think maybe I'll just do whatever that comes up on the default.
I got it in here. Let me do this here. Bible.
Stupid AI. All right, I got NIV. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. They set up kings without my consent. They choose princes without my approval. With their silver and gold, they make idols for themselves to their own destruction.
To their own destruction. These people don't know that they're destroying choosing silver and gold to their own destruction. You know?
Yeah.
And this is where the Bible is indispensable.
Yeah.
I wish you guys had read it.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd get a clue not to choose silver and gold over righteousness, peace and joy, and the word of God, and what is good for your neighbor. What is good for your neighbor is the Constitution.
That's one of the things we had. You were at the, you guys came to the Faith and Freedom event the GOP put on in Des Moines a few weeks ago. The speaker, Rob McCoy, said, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, guess what? If you're a voter, you can do that by your vote.
Yes.
And it's actually one of the most centrally important ways to do it because bad government hurts everyone.
Correct.
In a big way.
Yes. And that's why we're in the situation we're in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at the number of voters that are available, and they're not well informed. I mean, the media's gone.
Yeah.
Except for things like this.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're coming back. This is a comeback tour.
So let's go back to let's say the Civil War era, before, radio, television, anything. They would get a newspaper from, let's say, Washington, and that newspaper cost 10 cents, which is like $10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So at the general store in town, they put the newspaper in there. Somebody would read it out loud. People wore that paper out until they got the next edition in. That was it. That was their news. And they talked about it. They discussed it. It was accurate and informative. We had that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
So what of that responsibility? I think media has a God-given responsibility to inform people.
Yes, they do.
But also people have a responsibility to inform themselves.
Correct.
So how does that, what do we need on both sides of that coin? Like, how do you fix media? How do you fix people?
Well, I think it goes back to every individual. Where am I sending my kids to school? What am I teaching my kids at home?
Yeah.
What am I teaching my kids at church? How am I directing and disciplining my child?
Right.
So it's really the family. It starts with the family. And you basically, if you're a good, strong biblical family, almost nothing can tear you apart.
That's so true.
If you do it right. So my kids are going to go out there and they're going to succeed. Regardless.
Yeah.
And then somebody's going to be envious. Well, how come he's driving a brand new Beamer and has the nice house and blah, blah, blah? Because I made him start working and doing chores at home when he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
He knows how to work.
Yeah.
That's why High was so strong. They all worked on the farm. They all woke up at 5 a.m., went out and milked the cows and did chores, came in, had breakfast, did some more chores, went to school.
Yeah.
They knew what work was. They were diligent. They can do sociological studies now. And probably one of the best environments you could ever give a kid is grow up on the farm.
Yeah, man, isn't that true?
So you go to the Second World War and these guys are out hunting for dinner. They're hunting squirrels and deer and, game.
Yeah.
They're going to put an extra rabbit in the pot on the table.
Yeah.
These guys are crack shots. They aren't going to waste ammunition. Give them a rifle and send them out into the theater of war.
Right. You have when you have strong families, strong communities, you have a strong nation.
Yeah. I mean, my son would sit and we'd watch Band of Brothers.
Oh, Band of Brothers. That's so...
And one guy
so
tops the hill with an M1 Garand. He doesn't miss one shot. He has 220 SS troops fleeing him. One guy. Crack shot.
Yeah.
And he picks his targets. That's what I tell my son. They aren't telling you this in the movie. But the guy on top of that hill is awesome. and how did they get into Easy Company?
Yeah.
They got tested. They got they went through the process,
Yeah.
And they self-selected. They knew they were tough. They knew they were rough. They knew they were good shots. It's like, this is a challenge for me. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go sign up for Easy Company, see if I can make it.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's sort of a self-selected best of the best,
Yep.
you know.
And we had a country that fostered excellence. And it started in the home. It started with biblical values. It started with hard work. Wake up early, get to work. Yeah. So what do you do, like families in your community? Do you what do you tell them, or what do you tell your kids? Like, the temptation is so strong right now. Like, oh, my kid is, hard to take care of. And boy, if I just give them my phone for the next 20 minutes, they'll stop bothering me, Like,
I don't know.
What do parents do?
A little input, maybe.
We have guest star Karen.
My
Campbell. Yeah,
My clerk.
Oh, does you clerk for Doug?
I do.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Yeah, that's.
You just encourage, like you said, family time and just integrity and just telling the truth. And those are the things you're encouraging our friends as they're raising their children. Work hard. No, it's not different.
Well, you make work fun. You don't punish work. Never. This is the killer. They punish kids in school and they make them read.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That is the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
I'm punishing you, so go read. That's beyond imagination. The
We're
stupidity
just
of that.
backwards, aren't we?
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to tell you is you need to share how dirty your primary election was.
Oh, I'm not going to go there.
Well,
I already said they did everything they could.
We can go wherever you want to go.
Well, the one that I thought was just let me sort of qualify that.
Yeah.
They did.
So we're talking your primary election.
My primary
year,
and this going for the Senate.
Going for the Senate. Yep.
They had a picture. They photoshopped a picture of me shaking Biden's hand.
They photoshopped a picture?
Of me shaking Biden's hand.
That's so dirty.
But these guys aren't real sure.
Yeah.
So that worked for me. They knew me. My community knew me. Okay? And so that was working against them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
it was on every radio,
Yeah.
every TV, Pinterest.
Really?
Yeah.
So it went viral.
Whatever. It was like a joke on my behalf. It worked for me.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah.
We wanted to defund the police.
That's, that is funny because when you have community roots and you're
Yeah.
faithful, God can really use anything.
And they
For your good.
We back when they were bashing the police, back when Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, what was that? 2020 about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So our pastor of our church said, "Okay, we're going to go around to the police and the fire and all the different services, everybody, and we're going to cook them lunch."
Awesome. Okay.
So we went around, particularly out at the sheriff's office. They have this huge garage. It's in the summer. And we boiled up some sweet corn and we did a burger burn and the whole thing. And thank you guys for doing what you do. And it wasn't just our church. It was a lot of churches and a lot of organizations. We came in and we served lunch at Say Thank You.
Yeah. Okay.
So the reason I'm saying that is because they know who I am.
Right.
And when they start saying that I want to defund the police and they're laying all this garbage on me,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he doesn't.
Like, that's a complete lie.
So,
yeah.
like I said, it worked against them.
Like, what? I mean, who?
It's they've gotten away with it before. It's worked for them before.
That's so frustrating.
People are so tired.
And this is a Republican primary.
People are so tired of it. They know not to listen to it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for fighting through that.
Well, I'd call up Jim Carlin because he's a lawyer and, he ran before and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that. And he'd say, what's your goal? Just keep achieving your goal. Go out and knock doors, do your job, forget, just don't pay attention. I like what Winston Churchill said. He said, you aren't going to get where you want to go if you throw rocks at every barking dog.
Good point.
So you just ignore them. Yeah.
Put your nose to the grindstone, get to work, cover your district, get out, knock the doors.
Do what you're supposed to do. Don't let it distract you.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted by the noise. Just keep on keeping on.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. That's
Divine
really
intervention is necessary.
good. Yeah. Well, and God, like we started this conversation talking about the great awakenings and how God has intervened in this country, and like having godly government is a product of godly people, and godly people are a product of the move of the Holy Spirit. Like, we have a faithful God that has responded to us when, not just responded to us, but like intervened and like shown his grace for like, I don't know, no good reason. Sometimes it seems like, except that he just loves us.
December 28th, 1976, about 10 o'clock at night, I gave my life to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was baptized in the Holy Spirit. My brother specifically laid hands on me and prayed that I receive the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Same night. Definitive salvation, baptism in the Holy Spirit.
Praise God.
Yeah. Were you born yet?
Yeah. No, 1985, I was born. You're older in Christ than I am, period.
Yeah. So that was that, just saying that because nothing else happens until you're born again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
Right. That's then you can start really having an impact. And like, I mean, then
as he gives it to you.
Yeah.
And they outsent you 7 to 1.
73 to 1.
73 to 1, these people out. So, okay, so $500,000, is that right? They spent against you in the primary?
Easy.
I mean, just for you? Like, what did they have against you so much? Because of the school board thing.
I think it's the way I look. So
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
It was the pipeline. So you look at the
pipeline.
you look at the billions.
So there's
of dollars.
there's
We're talking
so much money in this pipeline.
billions.
Man.
So the problem started with the World Economic Forum saying that we're going to basically monetize carbon. I mean, carbon is a type of Bitcoin.
No, for them.
They're assigning value to carbon. Mm-hmm. So, and carbon's the cause for global warming and blah, blah, blah. So the World Economic Forum says we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And then the federal government catches on to it. And we vote in QV&Z 45.
Tell us QV&Z 45.
Q45, 45Q is $85 a ton of sequestered and transported carbon dioxide.
And this is a federal law?
Yes.
So the federal government will pay you $85 a ton to transport CO2.
Correct. I don't think it matters where it goes. It's just the fact you're transporting it.
Just moving it around.
Every ton that moves past, they say they were gonna inject it into the ground in North Dakota.
Okay, it's part of like the fracking or something like that.
Well, they weren't admitting that.
Oh, okay.
They said we're just disposing of it because it's bad gas.
Yeah, because nobody cares about North Dakota. Let's just dump it up there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, enhanced oil recovery.
Okay.
It's not fracking. It's enhanced oil recovery.
Okay.
But there's, don't you think that a ethanol plant that has tons and tons and tons of CO2 would have figured out how to monetize that. But when you got federal money coming in, a lot of people like to say free money. No, you and I, taxes.
Right. To them, it's free. If they can just get their hands on it. Yeah.
Our legislature passed, what was it, in the big, beautiful bill? One big, beautiful bill. It was in there.
Oh, really?
But they could have line itemed it out.
They should have, yeah.
But they didn't. And so you put that kind of, I give the CEOs of these companies a little bit in the boards. It's like if you put $2 billion on the table and say, if you do this, you get this $2 billion. I would not be CEO of that company for 2 seconds if I didn't grab for it.
Yeah.
Would I? It's almost my obligation to do so. Yeah. If I want to,
the board's gonna fire you and put somebody in there who will do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the government needs to not capitulate to that pressure.
We don't need hardly any subsidies from the government.
No. Yeah.
Why do we have wind and solar subsidized?
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's just what they've done with that.
It's too bad the people that are being employed, would lose out. But it's not a good return on investment. Yeah. You are spending more than you're getting in return.
Yeah, it's just
it's not green energy at all.
No, it's actually the least green because I mean you look at like 5% of the overall process, like the generation of power in the moment of the windmill spinning. But what about the cost to produce the windmill, the cost to dispose of the windmill, the concrete in the ground that's in the middle of our farm fields, all the birds that die, it's just layer upon layer upon layer of it's just
right.
And they're so space inefficient and we have fantastic technology for generating power, nuclear. Coal is actually really good. It's just.
If I were in a ranch in Wyoming and I put up a windmill so I could have electricity, great.
Well, yeah, like, but just don't take the taxpayers' money and force us to participate. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't subsidize
And then
that.
the other thing is, like, if you pay I mean, I guess a lot of people are noticing this, like as they're doing this, saying that it won't affect prices or prices are going to go down, prices are actually going up per kilowatt hour for homes and businesses. And it's just like, you're a monopoly power, Mid-American Energy or Alliant Energy or whoever the power company is. Like, what difference does it make to you? Just like advocate for the most efficient methods and like we can all win here. Like you can still make your money. Why do you have to like do it this way?
Well, they get federal money, subsidies, subsidies.
It's just
like you said, being on the board of the utility, I cannot leave that money on the table. I have to do what I have to do to get that money for my company. It's the federal government that's at fault. I don't fault these companies. We provide the rules and regulations and we give them the funding. They're just operating in the environment that we create. So you have to elect the right guy.
Yeah.
You have to find the candidate. You have to elect the candidate.
How do communities do that? Like, what's the strategies that, like, you're just a regular person, you're concerned, but you have no idea how to get involved in politics. Like, how do you decide, well, should I run, or how do I find the right person to support, or like what?
A really good friend of mine, I'll leave names out, a really good friend of mine, when I was growing up, about junior high, the DNC came to him and they said, we want you to run to be our representative in such and such a district in Des Moines.
Okay.
And he did, because they asked him to.
Okay.
That's the way it used to be. They invited you. They recognize that they want you to be their representative, and they'd come to you and say, run.
Okay.
And it's almost a shoo-in that you're going to win, because they developed you.
Yeah.
And they're behind you. But when you have somebody say, I'm self-appointed and I'm going to run because I'm the smartest guy in the room, you might want to edit this part out. Who runs for office on their own volition?
I don't know. Who does? Yeah.
Somebody who is a psychopath? No kidding. You look at history and you look at the sociology and the psychology, and it goes way back where they recognized that wherever there's power and money, you're going to attract a certain kind of individual.
Of course. Right.
A sociopath.
Yep.
Maybe that's the better word.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how do we find the right people?
You gotta look around. You got to recruit people. You have to ask. You have to find out. You have to know who they are. And it's like your county group. They need to find, okay, who in this county is going to be our representative? Who's going to be our senator? Who's going to be our supervisor?
Right. Supervisors
are extremely important to the county, and I don't think people even recognize or understand what supervisors do.
Yeah.
Really, really important position.
Why?
They run everything in the county. In our county, we have 3 supervisors. They're very good. We just picked up a new one. His name's Carl Ginnap. He retired from the fire department as being like assistant chief.
Yeah. Okay.
He knows the finance. He can look at the books and just do a magnificent job of allocating resources where they need to go. Not many people have those skills. He did it for, I don't know, maybe 28 years. I don't know if he was their like chief financial officer for the fire department. I don't know how long he did it.
Okay.
But he did it, and he's very good at it.
Yeah.
And you transfer those skills to being a supervisor.
Okay.
And it's just, that's a shoe that fits. Oh, yeah. And he put together a program, being part of emergency medical services. Yeah. And seeing the ambulance and the police, the hospital, and all the different moving parts that have to do with that. He saw it clear as a bell. Put together a program. The day they implemented it was working. Really? Like a dream. Yeah. Because he had been suffering that for like 20 years. He knew what he needed to do and how to do it.
From working in the trenches for 20 years. For 20 years being.
Yeah. So the efficiency, economic and logistics and everything involved, supervisors are very important. You can't just have some guy who wants to be self-important and thinks he can do the job.
Yeah, we must, for one thing, engage, choose to discern.
So did I learn any of this in government in high school?
Did you? I don't know. No. That's disappointing. Yeah.
I mean, barely scratched the surface.
Okay.
Barely.
Yeah.
Scratch the surface.
Man.
Yeah. Most of the good work is one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they come to me.
Mm-hmm.
You were a pharmacist. Tell me about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming hand in hand, humble, ears open.
Yeah.
Tell me what you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the most valuable interaction that happens.
Yeah.
Is when they come to you and you tell them.
Yeah.
So psilocybin is out there. Are you familiar with psilocybin?
No, actually, I don't.
Magic mushroom. They call it magic mushroom.
Uh-uh.
A lot of lore and myth and
Mm-hmm.
misinformation. Just
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, I won't say who came over to me and said, "Tell me what you know," and so I did. And bottom line is, I said, I was in the house and I was over there talking to somebody. And I said, nobody in this chamber knows enough to legislate anything about it, including me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot that nobody else knows because I was friends with a research psychiatrist who went to Somalia because it was a better regulatory environment to study it. Lots of medical teams from around the world go to Somalia to study things, and they're not being illegal, unethical, or immoral. They are doing things properly, but not under the hand of expensive, overburdensome regulation.
Oh.
That's why they go to Somalia.
Yeah,
And the
okay.
Somalis are saying, hey, come in, build the hospitals, do the research. We're
Yeah, they'll take the money. Why not?
good. Yeah,
Okay.
we're good. We get the benefit of cutting edge technology.
Okay.
So that was one of the things he studied. And so he did some mild inquiries from me on what I knew pharmacologically. And so I gave him a little bit of information, and he would give me information about the study and how it was going and what their findings were.
And this is about using these mushrooms to treat like
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD. Okay. Yeah.
So this is unpublished. Case studies, maybe a broader research.
Okay.
But the pharmaceutical company that funded it, they aren't going to publish. It's theirs. They paid for it.
Right.
Their study.
Okay. Yeah.
What people don't understand is that's the majority of significant research is unpublished.
Oh. So then, how do you get to?
If you have an in like I did
There's
with a
gatekeepers.
friend,
Yeah.
yeah. So I had unrestricted access to a primary researcher and his findings and how that all took place. So I know a lot that nobody, I can't verify that in literature. I know you can't. They didn't publish.
But you're talking to the guy who did the research.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he gave me some of his conclusions. So on that particular issue, psilocybin is serotonergic in nature.
Okay. Tell us what that means. Yeah.
So I think one of the better examples I could give, let me start this out by saying Mike Pike, when Mike Pike and I got to know each other, he turned around one morning and there are very few people in the chamber. And he says, "You are the biggest nerd I've ever met in my life." So we have a lot of fun that nobody knows about in the Senate.
Yeah.
we really do.
That's great.
We really do. And so I thought that he thought it was funny. I did too. But I was going to go technical on you.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting. This is PTSD and just mental health.
Yeah.
We're in a crisis as a country, and people don't know what to do about it.
So what they do is in Des Moines, as you're going west across the river, there's the orthopedic clinic right up there on the hill.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
Sure.
And they'll take your blood.
Okay.
And they'll spin out the platelets.
Okay.
And they'll take those platelets and they'll inject it into an injured joint.
Okay.
Now, a joint doesn't have a lot of blood supply.
Okay.
So because there's not a lot of blood going there, so there's not a circulation of nutrition and elements and things.
Okay.
So it doesn't heal fast or well.
Okay.
Okay. And the nature of the tissue is peculiar, how you've destroyed it and how it reconstructs and all that kind of stuff. But platelets are full of serotonin.
Okay.
And so think when you get cut and you're bleeding out and you form the fibrin net that catches the platelets.
Okay.
And the platelets get caught in the net.
Okay.
And the platelets have all this serotonin and they say to your body, hey, injury, heal here. So endocrine hormones and all kinds of things come, white blood cells, it says make new blood vessels.
Okay.
I mean, all the things your body does in response to the injury. Your joint doesn't have that benefit.
Okay.
It's not that kind of an environment. So when you inject the platelets in there, your body says, "Hey, injury, go fix it here."
Hey, there's something to fix
See,
here.
had you injured your joint and had you gotten a hematoma, blood, a bruise, then you've got all this material there saying, "Hey, something went wrong.
Yeah.
You got to come in here. You got to create."
Your body knows to fix it.
You got to create vasculature, arteries and veins, and nerves. You got to fix stuff here, and that's one of the primary signalers to say, "Broken, fix." And so that's a real good layman's understanding of serotonin and what it does.
Okay.
Okay, so psilocybin is very serotonergic.
Okay. I don't know what that. I don't know what you just said.
Psilocybin is magic mushroom.
Okay.
The mushroom has a chemical in it called psilocybin,
Okay.
which is very serotonergic in nature.
But that means it's like serotonin.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. See, it's
Okay.
like you're overestimating how much I know about this.
So the thing that I know, maybe not a lot know, and I've told everybody that'll listen, serotonin helps unmyelinated nerves regenerate.
Okay.
Are you familiar with myelinated, unmyelinated nerves?
No.
Okay.
No.
Large motor nerves, things that make you move.
Open your hand, move your arm,
hot,
move your legs.
cold,
Okay.
Things like that.
Yeah.
They're long nerves.
Okay.
They go all the way from your
You got
spine
a problem
out.
with your nerve.
So
serotonin will help.
It's like an insulated cable. Your nerve's like an insulated cable. That's the myelin sheath.
Okay.
Around the nerve. It's like a cable. Whereas your eye has unmyelinated nerves. They
Okay.
don't have the insulation. It's such a tight bundle of a million nerves making the retina of the eye, or hearing, taste, smell, unmyelinated. You don't have space for the myelin.
Okay.
And these things are fast and they're short. So serotonin will help heal an unmyelinated nerve.
Okay.
It's not going to do much of anything for a myelinated nerve.
Okay.
And so that's something that was discovered.
So, but how do these things? I mean, do they work? Does the mushrooms work for healing PTSD?
Yeah.
They do.
But you just don't take the drug.
Okay.
We're a society where, I've got high blood pressure, I've got an infection, whatever. I take a pill, I get
Yeah.
out.
Now I have no responsibility.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you have PTSD,
Uh-huh.
the psychiatrist diagnoses you, finds out why you have PTSD, and you get, in my estimation, or in the way that I tell about it, I completely understand your situation, and you understand your situation. But what this does, serotonergic, it's called neuroneogenesis. It creates new nerves, or neuroneoplasticity, it reorganizes the way the dendrites and everything connects.
In the brain?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you need plasticity and new nerves to replace what's been rechanneled.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you know what you need to do, and the drug just speeds it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And
But
so
you need good habits and good social
you need to
connections
know
and things like
why
that.
you're where you are and where you're going.
Okay.
And then we introduce the counseling with the drug, and hopefully you rewire everything back to normalcy. But you have to have that counseling. You have to have that intervention. I can't just give you the drug and expect miracles to happen. In this case, there's a lot to it.
So that's all. That's like just an introduction to why your comment was like, there's nobody in this legislature who knows how to regulate this.
And I don't know the dose. I mean,
Right.
there's all
Yeah.
kinds of things. What's the dose?
Well, how does government do that then? Like, what is
They shouldn't.
Okay, so you just do you leave it up to? Do you leave it unregulated, or do you leave it up to a doctor?
We have the FDA.
Okay.
And the FDA likes to control everything.
Okay.
And you don't need that much control on everything all the time.
Okay.
But the FDA.
So maybe loosen up the controls, give people freedom.
All I said was, it's a Schedule I drug, which means it's highly addictive, it's really dangerous, and has no therapeutic use.
Okay.
Okay? It's not addictive,
Okay.
it's not dangerous, and it has therapeutic use.
So the FDA.
So why is it on Schedule I? Because there's this mythology around it.
Okay.
Magic mushroom, hallucination.
Well, yeah, it sounds scary, right? Yeah.
I would almost say there is no such thing as a hallucination. I call it wakeful dreaming.
Okay.
You're going off into almost a normal dream state.
Okay.
You're awake, but it's sort of like a dream state where your inhibitions are maybe a little bit diminished and you're thinking freely about things.
Okay.
Your inhibitions are down.
Okay.
And that's why this helps with that kind of counseling and things. But if you take a magnificently large toxic dose, maybe you have a psychotic break.
Okay.
Or maybe you do have hallucinations, but you are extremely high dose and toxic on this stuff if you've gotten to that far. So it's been abused like this.
Okay.
People, they take these huge doses because they want to have the trip.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
We're talking anyway. In the right dose.
Yeah, they're not trying to get healed. They're trying to escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like getting really drunk. You're escaping something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and same with LSD. I mean, not LSD, but marijuana. You know, they're escaping life.
Right. Right.
The reality
well,
of
LSD too, right?
Yeah,
Any of
LSD
that
too.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. LSD on the right dose is very therapeutic. Very small doses.
Really
Yes.
interesting.
It's serotonergic also.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I bet most people would be shocked to hear you say that.
What?
Down home, Midwestern values, Christian, and you're telling people that LSD has some therapeutic value.
In the right dose.
Yeah. Interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah.
And even, the date rape drug, MDMA,
Okay.
it has therapeutic benefit.
Oh, really?
It's also serotonergic.
Huh.
And so they're psychoactive. Rather than saying hallucinogenic.
So this really all has more to do with the intent of the person using it or prescribing
and the dose.
it. Yeah.
And the dose.
Yeah.
Because these doses are huge.
Okay.
I would say psychoactive.
Okay.
At lower doses, they're psychoactive. They aren't hallucinogenic. So this is the experimental mythology that was created in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
Timothy Leary,
Okay.
all that kind of stuff.
Okay. He's a researcher.
Yeah, but they didn't know what they were doing back then. They just took large doses and tripped out.
Yeah. Tripped out like the 60s were famous for. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're past that now by a few decades. So
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's so the government, what the government ought to do if you had your way was loosen up the reins a little bit, give doctors, counselors some freedom to operate. And we could, in that freedom, we'd probably see some breakthroughs and a lot more success.
I want to take it off schedule.
What's off schedule? That means not regulated?
You've got prescription drugs, and then you have schedule 5 through 1.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, like I said.
One's the most severe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And 5 is like signing out Sudafed at the counter because it can be abused.
Okay.
You got a stuffy nose, you want Sudafed, but you're going to sign so I can make sure you aren't using too much.
Okay. Sure.
Or codeine cough syrup.
Something. Okay. Yeah.
Something like that. So take it off schedule so that it's not so regulated and expensive and restricted that you can't study it.
Yeah.
I mean, the University of Iowa will just say it's a Schedule 1. Forget it.
Right.
We have other things to do.
Don't bother me. Yeah.
Don't mess with this.
Yeah. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't give this to you. Yeah.
Forget about it. Yeah.
Okay.
We did do a Schedule 1 study at my hospital back in the late 80s.
Okay.
Late 80s, early 90s, Marinol, Delta-9 THC, cachexia, which is lack of hunger. You lose your appetite.
Okay.
The cachexia that's associated with cancer and chemotherapy and all that process.
Okay.
So people end of life, do you want to participate in the study? We want to stimulate your appetite.
Okay.
You smoke marijuana, you get the munchies.
Oh, sure. Okay. So they try that. Yeah.
So they did a study with Marinol and it failed.
Oh, it just didn't work.
There was no statistical difference in that study for that purpose between taking it and not taking it.
Okay. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it is. So, end of life is a whole different thing. It's like almost anything goes. End of life. Come on. Really.
They'll let the government kind of loosens everything up.
Well, they should.
I mean, but I think you should be have a little bit more freedom in your whole life. But
yeah, the doctor and the patient can decide what they want to do.
Okay.
Get the government out.
Yeah. Which really the doctor and the patient ought to be able to decide what to do. Get the government out probably for, if not our whole lives, most of our lives.
And these people, and then these legislators, they don't have good information. They don't have the background.
Yeah. So then what they end up doing is listening to the pharmaceutical companies or some interest that will give them some prepackaged legislation that favors them.
I had this one for the psilocybin. I said, this was written by and for such and such company.
Yeah.
You're not giving them a monopoly in my state.
Right. Yeah.
This is ridiculous. There's only one company in the state that can do this.
Yeah.
You're just legislating a monopoly to this company in Iowa.
That's stupid. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it's stupid. It just doesn't serve the purpose of government and the people.
Yeah. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unschedule
Yeah.
it.
So get out of here. Yeah.
Unschedule it. They like to create jobs. They love to create jobs. Oh, we're creating jobs.
Yeah.
Create good medical research jobs at the University of Iowa, doing
Yeah.
a proper study. And did I say that my friend found that MDMA in the right dose at the right time, in conjunction with the psilocybin, was the best therapeutic intervention? Now, I know that because he told me and he did the study.
Yeah.
But they got to verify that.
Yeah.
The University of Iowa has to either go to this individual and say, would you share that information? Probably can't.
Yeah. Probably under NDA. Yep.
But I'll go talk to him and say, hey, listen, what you want to do is try these two together and see if you get better outcomes.
Right.
And they probably will. They wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
But those are the kinds of things that need to be done.
Right. Yeah.
So unschedule it, get to it.
Yeah.
Fund it.
Fund it.
We have 390. I looked 1 year, University of Iowa, $394 million from the federal government.
Wow.
$400 million from non-domestic investors.
$400 million
$400
from
million.
international sources.
Yes.
For what?
Non-domestic.
What are they doing?
Medical research.
Medical research.
Yeah.
What happens is that the medical research that is often secret and not shared, or what happens to that research? Does it get published for anybody to use, or?
When I was at Iowa State University, the top 2 floors of the science building, you had to have a key to get up there.
Okay, but
And it was federal and state.
These
I
are-
think it was federal money.
but these are public universities. Shouldn't the people be able to have access to, like, I mean, okay, I could understand that there may be some things that for whatever
Yeah.
reason that would need to be secret, but like our universities are institutions of higher public learning. Like the system that maybe they were set up under has changed a lot, like with the internet, with like people could go crazy with the wealth of it, research that
It'll leak out after about 15, 20, 30 years and the NDA has expired, non-disclosure agreement has expired. Some guy's going to develop an industry around it.
but they're taking our money in taxes and giving it to our public universities.
National security, national defense. You don't get to know.
Yeah,
It's in your best interest to
that's
do
what
it.
they always say, but like, come on, like we got to be able to.
Well, at Iowa State, part of the Manhattan Project was done there
Okay, yeah,
on the concentration purification of uranium.
okay, yeah, yeah.
That was super top secret.
Like I said, I understand there could be some things that are secret, but it just seems to me that our public universities, if we're going to have public universities, the research that's done should be public, and people can like really benefit from that. Like, I mean, the software world, like I'm in technology, the software industry has always been like, not all public, but so much of it is so much of it is public. Like GitHub and these like the code that runs a lot of the internet, like Apache web servers and all this stuff is actually open source stuff. And people claim that like, oh, we need to have patents and we need to have lockdown on it. We need to own our intellectual property. Otherwise there's no incentive to innovate. Well, the software industry has totally proved that wrong. I mean, obviously it's not very capital intensive because technology is cheap and writing code is cheap. But so there are some nuances, but there has been no industry with more innovation than software, and software has, as a percentage of like the work that's done, I bet there's no industry that's more content is made freely published, available.
But then you have marketing and scaling.
Of course.
Aren't those the constraints?
Well, they could be, but there's anyway, we can go on. Yeah. I think we agree that public stuff should be for the public.
Right.
Yeah.
So for myself personally, divine intervention, I have something that will cure basal cell carcinoma, which is a type of skin cancer. And I've never had it to fail to cure a basal cell.
Really?
Here again, they're case studies,
Okay.
Can I market that? No, I can't mitigate, cure, diagnose, treat, or prevent by law. That's under FDA.
Under FDA.
If I were to take this and make it a prescription medication to make the claim that I can cure basal cell carcinoma, which I can't make that claim, this is all hypothetical.
Definitely hypothetical, yeah.
It would cost me like $500 million. Now, do I have enough of a market out there to spend the $500 million to make a prescription medication? Right. It had to have been back in the 90s. They have inhalable insulin.
Okay. Wow.
Micronized nanoparticle size.
Wow.
Insulin that you inhale and absorbs rather than inject.
Okay. Definitely would be an attractive option for many people.
The FDA squashed it. They didn't want that product to compete with people making insulin.
Yeah. Government.
Purely FDA saying no, because all the guys sitting on the board of the FDA are like ex-CEOs of like Lilly and all the big pharmaceuticals. And
Pfizer.
They don't want to see this European drug come into our market and destroy that market.
Man. Yeah. Yeah. Or ivermectin with all the people who were trying to take that during COVID. And
that's such a mess.
Or hydroxychloroquine and these things that are just totally benign in the fact that they prevented people from being able to.
Right.
It's just wrong. And here's the thing, like you're saying that it's illegal because the FDA says so. And in practice, you are correct. However, a fundamental right of liberty is that you have the right to do the right thing, no matter what, which means you have the right to contribute to someone's life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness, right? And so what the FDA does under the laws of the nation founded by the Declaration of Independence is actually illegal.
You aren't old enough to have ever seen the movie clips of the Keystone Cops, have you?
No.
You need to get some of those.
Yeah.
Bring it up. Keystone Cops.
Keystone Cops. Everybody's got to look up Keystone Cops. Well, give us a little 30-second, what lesson will we learn from Keystone Cops?
That one's hard to articulate.
Okay. Skip over that one.
It's a bunch of policemen who are in pursuit of bad guys. And it was humor of when they first were making movies with no sound. It goes way back to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll check that out.
Humor at the expense of the police.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, what's up next for Doug Campbell and you're back. What will it be next January? You get back in the trenches with the Senate. You're not up for re-election this time around,
nope,
right?
Got 2 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just ended out a session, you had a whole marathon, 30 some hours, right? Based on how that ended and you're looking ahead, what do you see for the, your own self, but also the Senate in Iowa?
Eminent domain is still on the table. They left it there. That's that's there. It's not going away till somebody does something right. Like I said, even if we win that and the governor signs it, it's gonna go to court. Yeah. But that's where I push it off my table.
Yeah.
Take it off my table.
You're going to continue to fight for property rights in Iowa.
Yes. Pass some good legislation. I've done my job. Now it's your problem.
Okay.
That's easy for me. For me personally, it's a no-brainer.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And there are other things, but like I said, most of the legislation I see is just bolstering what already exists.
Okay.
If you get into code and you'd read code and you'd see what's there. And enforcement, it's what good does it do to create a law that's not going to be enforced or funded?
Yeah, I thank you.
It's useless. It's useless.
Oh, it could be used as a weapon against someone in the future.
But, okay, so obviously life from conception to natural death.
Okay.
Everything in between. It's not just the big conception thing and no abortion. It's euthanasia.
Right.
At the other end, elder care.
Yeah.
It's the whole spectrum.
Right.
Beginning to end. So number 1 is life. Okay. And then, what would be next on my list? Obviously education. Another thing is that we have been, Jim Carlin touches on it. It's why are we confined down to just 4 meatpacking plants?
Good question.
How did that happen? We don't have a free market, you know, and the expense and the time to satisfy the regulations is prohibitive to entering the market.
Yeah.
It's just like my drug for basal cell carcinoma. It's not a drug either. It's a whole plant extract, and we grow it right here in Iowa. And so you've regulated us out of the marketplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, to me, it's got to...
Yeah, which is illegal. I mean, it's illegal to deprive anyone of liberty without due process, and that is routine practice.
That's what you experienced.
By our federal bureaucrats.
Right.
And state. I mean, it's just like we, you know, and we're in a street fight, basically, to kind of take back freedom. It's like we've lost and surrendered so much that it does take, you know, guys like you, and I know you've taken a lot of punches, some of them that probably hurt the most because they're from, you know, people who you would hope would be friends, you know, in your own party. So thanks just for persevering and fighting.
When people blatantly and viciously and maliciously, they want to hurt you, and they think up the best lie they can, that sort of hurts.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you become inured to it. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody should have to live that way, though. I mean, I understand you do, but it's just terrible.
You know,
yeah.
I had a guy ask me, he said, you know, how do you do that? How do you, and I went like this to him. I said, you just build up the calluses.
Yeah.
You just keep on getting hit and hit and hit. Pretty soon you're callous to it. And you want to make sure it's not the inappropriate type of callousness.
Right.
You don't want to get jaded, you know. But, you know, you get in the ring and you get hit enough that it's not such it's not such a traumatic event.
Well, how have you done that? Like, I mean, you've been, you know, 2 years or however many years in, like
2 years.
Yeah. How do you do it without getting the wrong kind of calloused?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes.
Karen says Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you take everything, you know, and you apply it to the word. What does the word say?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Psalms coming alive, man alive. It's like, wow, there it is. That's me. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's the Psalms are a special place for the suffering heart.
Yeah. Well,
love your enemies. Do good to those who persecute you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever I want to do a funny punchline and people are angsting over this particular issue, I say, well, all we got to do is get them on a donkey to Damascus.
Yeah.
They all act like that.
Yeah, donkey to Damascus.
We got a donkey ride for you.
Yeah. It is true. Like we really, because yes, we have to fight for everything right in front of us in the natural, but we are dealing with spiritual forces of wickedness. And those, one of their main strategic objectives is to turn government into a agent of tyranny rather than an agent of liberty. And like we are the nation that is ground zero for like our nation was founded with the marriage of the government coming into submission to the creator. Yeah. That's the Declaration of Independence. It's like, we're going to be these people who do this. So
the rules. Okay. You know what the Constitution is, but the rules of the chamber,
right.
That's what a lot of people don't read or know or operate under. People don't know the rules of the chamber and the organization.
What are the rules? Like, what do you run into? What is some of that?
So you elect, like the majority has the majority leader in charge of everything, basically. Yeah. He is in charge of everything. The constitutional seat is the president of the Senate. And she's Amy Sinclair. She's elected by the entire body. Okay. And that's why makes her the constitutional officer. Okay. The majority leader is not a constitutional office.
And what is a constitutional officer?
Because the whole body elected you.
Okay.
And by extension, the state elected you.
Okay.
So you are a constitutional.
Which means you are responsible to see that what is done there is constitutional. Correct. Is that basically?
Well, everybody is, but the majority leader operates under the rules of the body.
Okay.
Okay. And the rules of the body are determined by the majority anyway.
So you can set up any procedural rules you want if you're the majority. Sure.
So I write a piece of legislation. I submit it to basically the majority leader, and he either takes it up or doesn't. He assigns it to subcommittee, you know, and then goes to committee onto the floor. You can go through subcommittee and committee and it won't make it to the floor.
Yeah.
You know, people talk about, what you try to do is you try to go around and have people co-sign.
Yeah.
Well, look,
you kind of build a coalition.
I have 26 co-signs on this.
Shouldn't you give me a subcommittee? Yeah.
Well, shouldn't it go forward? But that doesn't mean it is.
Right.
But that's what's sort of surprising is that you think you have a strong piece of legislation, doesn't see the light of day. That's a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
To people that people haven't experienced it.
Well, that's what I think. A lot of people look from the outside, and like Iowans, the pipeline issue is one thing this year that was like, oh, that's a slam dunk. We got people with R's next to their name in the House and the Senate, and we're going to do it again, and of course, but it's just not that simple.
I have individuals come to me and it's like, you're my senator, get it done.
Right.
Well, I only need 25 other people
listen,
in the Senate.
I'm fighting as hard as I can.
I only need 51 people in the House. It's like.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And just put yourself for a minute in the shoes of there's 100 people, right? Or 50 people, I guess, in the
51.
Senate, right?
Oh, 50.
I mean, that's just a big group of people to get to and there's a lot that has to get done and putting, organizing how a day is going to come together. And and you can see how with the wrong leadership or with people fighting about things,
that's why you have rules.
Yeah. You got to have rules, but then, if the rules can be misused too, right? It's just it all.
Oh yeah. We've broken the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the majority, if you're a super majority, you sort of break the rules with impunity. It's like, this is what we want to do. We're going to do it. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
You can vote no all day long. You can scream and yell.
Yeah.
Who
right.
cares?
Right.
And they do.
We're the legislature. We're literally the ones who make the rules.
Right. And they do. Some of them are really good. I won't name names. That's sort of fun.
You see some pretty good shows in the.
Sometimes I think they do it just for the fun of it.
They probably do.
They yell at one another just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta you could probably get crazy, a little claustrophobic in there after day.
No, I actually get up as much as I can, and I told myself I'm not going to take the elevator.
Good for you. Yeah,
I'm going to go up and down the steps, and
it's a legislative fitness.
If I get an opportunity, I'll just run up and down the stairs for no particular reason. I'll just go out and
2 by 2.
Yeah.
You got to do it. Keep yourself moving. Yeah.
It's better than sitting.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I really appreciate you just sharing all the stories and.
Oh, there's a lot more. I wish if Dave Sires would tell you stories, because he owned, I don't know how many units he owned. I think he owned 40 acres. I think he was 17 years old and he bought this 40-acre plot of land.
Okay.
And he turned it into a manufactured home community.
Oh, okay.
Like a trailer park kind of thing.
Sure.
I think he had all different kinds of units.
Okay.
But that's what he did. That was the primary thing that he did. He did all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sort of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Primarily housing.
Where's he from?
Cedar Falls?
Cedar Falls
area.
Yeah. As another senator.
Yeah. And so because he's dealing with people from all walks of life, because there is tenants and all that kind of stuff, he just has the most hilarious stories to tell. So one of the things, I think I can tell this one, you had to have a open sewage pond kind of thing, where all
water treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to have a pond. He had to have a water plant out there.
Yeah, sure.
And one day he looks out, and on the bank of this waste pond, people had set up, they're having a picnic.
Oh no!
and they're swimming and enjoying the day.
No.
Like it's he does a much better job of telling the story.
No, that's so bad.
I think somebody went over there and said, well, this is a
you guys should probably get out of there right now.
Well, not that earnest, but they had music and they had the cooler and they're out in the sun,
drinking beer and
whatever, like it was their own private pond. Oh. But he has just a tremendous amount of funny things to say when we aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Endless.
Yeah. What else? What do you? I mean, you look at Iowa? I mean, I know it was a little tough the last session, but I think as a whole we're trending like I look at 10 years. Iowa's a pretty good place right now. We're fighting for freedom, for righteousness. Like we're seeing, I think good things happen. Although there's setbacks and everything like that. But like, what are your thoughts on like just where we're going as a state? And
we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
And we need more, like I said, 26, 51 plus the governor. You need that number of people that are all on the same page to move anything. And so having the right person represent you in the House and the Senate is paramount. You got to.
Yeah.
And so that's number one. You got to vet the people that are running for office.
Yeah.
And I see people give speeches and I get the backstory.
Yeah.
I get a little bit closer look at what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's, I know I get to see deeper into the well than the other people,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a tremendous advantage individually, but it's too bad the people can't get that deeper look.
Well, and that's why like it's important that you share at least what you're able to share in a thing like this, because people just need to know like how things work in the legislature. How do we make wise decisions about who to vote for, and how do we raise up new legislators, and how do we how do we run our counties? How do we we've just I think collectively lost sight of so much of just. Guess what? We can control our schools if we control our school boards, and we can control our counties if we get our county supervisors right, and city councils and all this stuff.
The natural resources and the geological diversity, everybody thinks Iowa's pretty homogeneous. Not so much as you think. And there's quite a bit of variability. So every county, every city and every county really needs to take control of their area.
Yeah.
I like local government. A lot of people give that lip service, but I would rather see one county or one city fail than try to spread a blanket over the state and say you're all the same.
Yeah.
One law for all counties, for all cities, that works in some cases. But not all. So local control is really important. Another dynamic is Polk County and Lynn County, highest population, the most representation. So when they legislate, they're going to legislate for Polk and Lynn. Not as so much consideration for the rest of the state.
Yeah, leave the rest of us out of it.
Well, that'd be nice, but
yeah,
that's something that you see when you get down there, is that Polk and Lynn sort of dominate. And if they want to do a statewide law, it's like they want to make the law homogeneous across the state for wind. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Up in one of my counties, they have what they call karst limestone. Are you familiar with karst limestone? Okay. It's sort of a porous, fragile limestone.
Okay.
Potholes, sinkholes, that kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And I saw one township that they had 3 wind turbines on it, big wind turbines. And it was a map of the sinkholes. And then after those turbines had been vibrating the substructure for years, the new sinkholes that had developed. Oh. Well, now that's farmland you can't farm.
Yeah.
You got a sinkhole. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's untillable land.
Yeah. And that county needs to be able to regulate what happens in that county.
Right.
Yeah.
So Floyd County basically put a moratorium on wind turbines because of a bunch of different.
Yeah, Clinton County's got the similar. Similar things where I go all over Iowa and I keep hearing about wind turbines, and it's just like, and it's happening in another way with data centers. It's just like these big businesses come, manipulate the government into giving them some kind of something, and then they just abuse the people. And like our government, we need our government to look out for us, and that's true in Des Moines. It's true in Washington, but it's also true in our counties, and it's true down to our individual household level. And if we're unwilling to get engaged and get involved, well, we only have ourselves to blame. But we got to come on, guys. If you're in government, please care about your people.
Yeah. That's why you got to select the right people.
Yeah.
And who's going to fold under pressure?
Yeah.
It's like you may say, this person can do a really good job, but what kind of pressures are going to come against them?
Yeah, that's one of the things is like, what have we learned like about like talking a politician that talks well? Well, I mean, it's better to talk well than to talk bad, but or to speak good policies than bad policies. But if you're untested, or if you're not tried in the fire, like
what's going to happen?
Well, what's going to happen?
Right.
I mean, well, at some point, you are taking a risk when you vote for somebody. That's okay that there's a risk, but you can also do your research and use some discernment about like, oh, is this person ready for this office? Is this like, I mean, that's so. Anyway, well, Doug, anything else you want to add? Anything you want to get to before we wrap up?
I usually say to younger people like yourself, have more fun than you should.
Okay.
But don't get caught.
But don't get caught. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, hey, I'm going to wrap up. I'm just going to pray for you and pray for the Senate. And,
Thank you.
I just think that, we just need God in government. So, Father, I just lift up Doug and Karen, and I pray that your face would shine on them and that you'd be gracious to them and that you would just show them your favor, that they would receive all of the resources they need for their campaign, but more than anything, that there would be peace in their home, that they would be renewed in their strength, that you would strengthen their conviction, and will you give them the victory for the cause of righteousness in the legislature and especially in the Senate, Lord. I just pray for in this next session in the Senate that there would be good leadership, that there would be teamwork, that there would be a commitment to love for the people of Iowa, that there would be a commitment to the cause of liberty, the protection of property, the protection of life, like all these things that are precious to you, Lord. We look to you for these things, and we recognize you're the rightful king of Iowa, but you're also the one who gave the earth for mankind to rule over. So we commit ourselves to fighting with all that we are for your causes in our government, especially in the Senate. And we also say, not our will, but your will done, Father. We give you the glory, you the honor, you the praise. You're the one who deserves it all, Lord. So we bless your name and just ask for one more time your blessing on Doug and Karen. In Jesus' name, amen.